want to show his mother to the boss. Why? Because this will expose his, background. That he comes from an audiovisual background or whatever. Backwardness. So he does not want his mother to be shown to the boss. And suddenly the boss comes out at 12 o'clock, they are drunk and they have enjoyed the party, and the boss comes out and goes to his mother. And then he starts talking to his mother. And suddenly, what in a fanciful mood, he says, "Can you sing some songs, some Punjabi songs, Mataji?" And then she sings beautiful songs, some Punjabi songs. She sings beautiful songs. And then he sees something kept there, something embroidery or something like that. And he asks, "What is this?" And the son says that my mother has made this. This is called fulkari. This is called fulkari. And this is a local brand, local product. And my mother is very skillful in making this. And then he says, "Can your mother make a fulkari for me?" And the mother, she wants to abstain. She said, "Oh, I'm now I'm old and my eyes don't work and why should work?" She wants to get rid of that person because she feels that her activities will embarrass her son. And then the boss insists that please give me, please prepare a fulkari for me. And then the son says, "Mother, why are you so trying to abstain from it? Why don't you say yes? If you say yes, he will give me promotion." And then the mother says, "My dear son, if he give you promotion, then I will certainly make a fulkari." And then the boss goes, and the son comes back and he says, "Mother, today you have made my day. Today you have made my
day promotion.
I will get promotion if you prepare a fulkari for me." This story, see this story. This is ordinary day-to-day life story, and yet it is so creative. It makes you feel, it makes you think also. It makes you think also. It is not just a feeling, it is a question before us. What and how do we behave with our grown-ups, elders? This, you can do this. You can also do this. You can write small scripts and you can one or two topics. If I told you, then European dystopia again with science fiction and new perspectives. You can see the same old story with a new perspective. You can rewrite things. You can rewrite things. In films also. No, recently I just watched Bandit Queen once again. Bandit Queen. Bandit Queen is a film based on Fulal. Fulal is generally described as a decade and
Next slide. The next slide.
and something skill. We know the story of that. But when you see the film, you can experience the horror, the kind of torment, the kind of humiliation that Fulal Devi suffered. How brutally she is raped, and she is paraded naked in broad daylight. Now, if you see that film, you will feel goosebumps. If you are sensitive, you will feel goosebumps. Your body will feel a kind of sensation, a kind of horror you will experience. what is this? This is kind of recreating the reality that was not. And again, I will tell you that creativity is more dangerous than reality. If you look back at the story at one time, then you will be surprised to see the intensity, the kind of intensity that is there. These are some of the areas. What are the innovative fields in social media? One or two we have already talked about. One I tell you about memes and blogs. There is also parody. There is also parody. What is parody? Parody is copying.
Copying or mocking?
Humorous.
We had a question yesterday, parody.
Parodies.
We take a story and give humor into it. Change it with
Story, poem, anything you can take and you parodize it. This. Then, of course, jokes. So we have jokes. Jokes also
Stand-up comedy. Stand-up comedy.
Yeah, nowadays there's a stand-up comedy.
Jokes are also creative. Jokes are also creative. And of course, the telling of jokes is very creative. Everybody cannot tell jokes in the way that entertains you. Then, photoshopping. Photoshopping is also being popular. Just take his body and
Face also.
other man's hair.
Initial.
Cut this cut basically. But these things are also being done in some creative way. When you watch those, sometimes you find that they are also creative. You have to have the sense of what to cut and where to paste. And then we have also deep faking. Deep faking. What is that? It's a popular, you know better.
It's very dangerous creativity.
Dangerous creative. It is creative, but dangerous creativity.
Podcast भी है?
Podcast, yes.
Podcasts.
Reel making. Reel making. Reel making is there.
Easiest and most popular.
Then,
Commercialization.
Yes, cooking. Part.
and although it is fixed, but emojis.
Yes.
Emojis are so creative. Although they have become types. They have become types. But then, when they were created, they were of course new. And they were also unique. So different types of emojis also. And they are being used on social media.
It's a picturesque presentation.
Moving pictures. Slide motion.
Yeah, social media ads also, innovative ads. And lastly, the linguistic experiments. In linguistic experiments also we find a sort of creativity. Kind of new brand of language is emerging in social media. Where numbers are used for words, where different types of messages they are. So in social media creativity, everybody is passing so much of time on social media, but all of us are not creative. Most of us are just silent watchers, and at best we can like or
Comment.
share something,
Comment.
or comment something. No, I was interested in writing a paper about the different comments that are being written. You see the kind of toxicity of language that is in the comments. Because you can see the bare human face. cruel human face in the comments that you can find that. Because you are not facing the person and you are at liberty to write anything. Then you see what thanks human can show to you.
Fishes.
We read out there different messages
Messages, comments, yes.
full of toxicity, all anger and all hatred. That is we found. So creativity, right? Comments creativity also. Read some comments and you'll be surprised how beautifully
Yes.
somebody has commented.
Different aspect is also.
Different aspects. You can see the different aspects of the
Pictures.
same picture. So this way, social media is also emerging as a platform of creativity, and all of us are social media users try to be creative. And beauty is that earlier, when you wrote poems, nobody came to read it. Earlier, there are dangers of it also, but the benefit of it is that you can self-publish yourself. You can write and show to the world. There will be somebody who will be reading, somebody will be commenting, somebody will start liking you. You can become a good poet. Easily. Sing beautifully and upload it.
Yes, upload.
Everybody, you become, the whole audience is before you. So the problem of audience has been gone over. Earlier, people, virtually connected, poets in particular, poets have this tendency to get themselves heard. You may criticize them or whatever. But every poet has this propensity to express himself, and he wants very sincerely, very deeply to be heard.
Yeah, an audience.
And I have my personal experience. One of my poet friends caught me at 9 o'clock when I was returning home, and he had written a new poem on that day. And he just stopped me and wanted me to listen to that one. And I was in a haste and I told him, sir, I will listen to your poem next day. He said, postpone all whatever you have to do, listen to the poem. And then I said, sir, there is no light here, how will I listen to your poem? He said, I have torch with me, don't bother. So then he took out his torch, took out his diary, and he recited the poem before me. And when he recited the poem, he was so happy. I'm just joking. I'm just telling you that every poet, every artist wants himself to be heard. And that is why creativity is so important. In that way, everybody, all of you want to be heard. All of you want to be recognized. All of you want to have some appreciation. And appreciation is the thing that is loved most.
For likes, they are making all these memes.
Followers,
Likes.
I like comments as well.
There are people who are,
Money.
there are people who are, offering samosas for likes. So why? Because you want to be appreciated. It is all cyber, it is all fictional. Like or dislike, it does not make any change in the conduct of the people. But even fictional likes and dislikes, these are so important. So there are multiple scopes of creativity. I was telling you that today you don't have to catch one of your friend at night and show your poem, recite your poem with a torch. You can write in the darkness of a night, and you can give it to the whole world to read and appreciate it and like or dislike it. So we talk about the innovative themes in film. We talk about innovative fields in social media. Actually, there are several other things that you have some cursory idea of it, but you don't really, you never try to practice it. For example, when we try to narrate something, when you try to tell a story, stories are very important. There is a historian, Jewish historian, is known as Yuval Noah Harari, and he has written two important books. One is *Sapiens*, and there is one Homo Deus. Homo Deus, and there many other books have come out. *Sapiens* is related to the history of humankind.
Evolution.
Evolution. And Yuval Noah Harari says that stories are very important. It is because of the stories that man has become so powerful. Why does he say so? He says so because he feels that we rule through the narratives that we build. We rule through the narratives that we build. You can build a narrative that I am pro-women, and you can build an election. This is how narratives are built.
Nowadays it is like
You create narratives, and if you make people believe the narratives, you become the narrative. And man can connect with each other. When there was no internet, still people were connected with each other. From Kashmir to Kanyakumari, there were so many linguistic diversities, and yet people were connected together. They thought themselves to be a nation. Why? Because they had shared stories. They had
Shared stories.
shared stories. So from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, everybody believed in the story of Ram. Everybody believed in the story of Shiva.
Yes.
And this is how people are connected. Stories are important. And if you can write good stories, you can have some power over man. A good story, a good film can be better than thousands of lectures. Because here we have a component of story. Why? Because man has been built, there is a long succession. We have started writing somewhat 50,000 years back. Before that, we did not have writing.
Oral.
How did we write?
Oral communication.
Oral communication. Oral tradition.
Yes.
So in Shruti tradition, everything is in the form of story. Most intense philosophy, best rules of governance, everything is in the form of story. Am I right or am I?
Yes, sir.
Everything is in the form. And even in, besides story, we need poetry. That is why we don't need papers and other things. But stories are important. Stories are important why? Because they stick to our mind. They stick to our, they have kind of mnemonic structure. So mnemonic, you can remember things. So they have a kind of mnemonic structure. So stories are important. How do we write stories? For a story, again I will repeat those things that you already know, but I will be repeating. Stories, for stories, what do we need? We need a plot. First of all, we need a
Plot.
plot. And in order to enact the plot, we need characters. These are the elements, plot and character. But plot and character, these two things are not enough.
Audience.
Audience will come later. Then we need, how do we present the plot and character?
Framing the narratives.
Framing the narrative. There are two methods. One is called diegesis and the other one is called mimesis. Or mimesis. Diegesis and mimesis. What is diegesis and what is mimesis? Do you know the meaning
Yes,
of
sir.
mimesis? What is mimesis?
Imitation.
Mimesis is imitation. And what is diegesis? Actually, there are two ways. When you start writing, when you read a novel, you see that sometimes the writer tells you something. This happened, and suddenly you see that two characters come and they start talking.
Yes.
The moment the writer tells you something, it is diegesis.
Descriptive portion.
Descriptive. Diegesis. So to show. Diegesis means to show. Sorry, to tell. Diegesis is to tell. To narrate. Diegesis is to narrate, to tell. The writer tells you this happened, this happened, this happened. But if the writer goes on telling things, it becomes dull. So what it does, he makes you the character appear, and the character start talking. That is called mimesis. Showing. One is showing, and the other one is telling. Something is told, and something is shown. This way things go. And therefore, we need a point of view.
Point of view. Yes.
Therefore, we need
Point of
a
view.
point of view. So what is point of view? Point of view is the way the writer is presenting the story. Suppose maybe perhaps yesterday you were asked to write a story. Maybe in some practice session we will talk about how to write a story or some other things. Now then point of view will be necessary. Who will tell the story? Who will tell the story? How will the story come on the page? Who will tell this? Point of view. Then we of course, or even before that, we talk about where will the story take place? What will be the time? What will be the place? What will be the context? What will be the narrative context? Context is necessary because things cannot happen in vacuum. They will always be placed in some time and place.
Focalization.
Yes.
Focalization.
So setting will be there. Point of view then. Now plot structure, is divided into three basic parts. There are some parts, some sections also. One is that plot is introduced.
Exposition.
Exposition. Plot will be exposed. Things will be told in a gradual way. All the characters will be introduced. The base will be introduced. All these things will be the main line of the story will be told. Then there will be
Climax.
climax.
Rising action.
Rising
Rising actions.
Then there will be complication. There will be certain points from where you will see, you will find that the
Downfall.
story is not going ahead. Story is not going ahead. Complication. Find that all this is necessary because for any story, we need the main element of suspense. Main element of suspense. So all great writers, read of any great story writer, you will find that his greatness or her greatness depends on the suspense that he or she is able to create. That is why O. Henry is supposed to be so great.
Oh, Henry. Sorry.
That's why, because he states
Lastly.
keeps you tied with the knots.
To engage the
To engage.
readers.
Yes, to engage the reader. To make the plot, to make what you need, all these things. So,
Popularization.
and there are certain terms which are related to, which were given by Plato and Aristotle.
Analysis, prolapses.
One is Marcia,
Yes.
Marcia, then Calcutta,
And agaroshes.
actually, if a character is a human being, or if he is used as a human being, sometimes animal characters can also be used as humans. There will be some good, some bad. If you want to create a complete man, then you cannot create complete goodness. There has to be certain evils associated with it. So, it's a mixed type of creation. If you want it to be original, then these things are needed. So, the person will have weakness, he will have some kind of recognition, then reversion of it, and that way, this story will come to an end. With all this, now I have told you something about poetry, something about fiction. There is one broad area that is left, that is non-fiction. Nowadays, non-fiction is also being treated as creative writing, and it is being read as non-fiction is becoming very popular nowadays. There are so many writers who are not writing novels, who are writing about ordinary things, and yet they are becoming so popular. And at places, you find that the boundary between fiction and non-fiction is merging. Yes, it is merged, it is being blurred. For example, if you read Amitabh Ghosh, in Amitabh Ghosh, you will find that the boundary between fiction and non-fiction is being blurred. It is based on research. So much of historical research, anthropological research is being involved in the fiction writing. There is some element of fiction and most of it is bad. So in non-fiction, when we come to non-fiction, which is very broad area, we have to depend on we have to be careful about the language that is used. And in poetry, I told you about literariness and metaphoric and metonymic axis. In prose, we have two broad distinctions of formal and informal prose.
Yes.
We need to be careful about this formal and informal prose. And I will try to end my lecture today with this discussion. For this session, we will be discussing other things when we come back. So, what are the important elements of prose style? First of all, we need clarity. Clarity is very necessary. Try to be clear. And it is difficult to be clear. It is difficult to be simple also. When you read great writers, you find that they are very clear. They want to actually writing is the medium of communication where we want to share minds. One, the speaker's mind is shared with the reader's mind. But there are so many blocks there. You cannot completely transfer the ideas that are in the mind of the speaker to the mind of the reader.
Sorry.
So, it is a difficult task to be clear. clarity is the first thing that is required.